Hello my friends, welcome back to the channel. In today's speed build, we're going to be mixing a little bit of Cottage core with a little bit of Fairycore to create a magical little nook for Aurora in the Ever After. With its warm-toned mossy tree and golden thatched roof, Aurora's house just really seemed like it was made for Mythopia. But thanks to a little bit of inspo from DLV Mama, I decided to challenge myself to do something a little unique and unexpected with Aurora's house. With the castle from the Fallen Fortress peeking out in the background and the gorgeous beanstalk arch right here at the entrance, the beanstalk marshes just felt like the perfect place to capture the fairy tale magic of the movie. Whether you're here for a cozy background video while you're working on your own valley, or whether you're looking for inspo, please consider liking and subscribing for more speed builds and tours, tips and tricks, and touch of magic tutorials. If you've already subscribed, thank you so much. So let's start designing. I didn't want to make this video too long, so I laid out all the in-game pathing as well as the plumeria petals ahead of time. So we're going to start off with pathing for Aurora's house. If you've seen my wilted cottage design video, this touch of magic path might look familiar to you. The warm stone colors matched really well with the warm tones of Aurora's house, so I just recreated this cobblestone path, tying it into the colors of the Ever After by making the mushrooms blue and purple. As always, if you like this path design, I will have it in my shop, or you can watch my mushroom path tutorial if you'd like to make it yourself. Next, we're going to add some water elements. While this is my first speed build using the new river kit items, if you've watched my other videos, you know how much I love my water elements. So my valley is now covered with little lakes and rivers and ponds. For this build, we're going to create several little lakes and ponds to create a serene, natural nook for Aurora. I'm sure you've done some playing around with the river kit yourself, but in case you haven't or you're struggling with it, it's really good to keep in mind that while the pieces are on a 16-point rotation like everything else in the game, they do not seamlessly clip into each other unless you stick to the original 90-degree rotations that we had in the game. But as you will see in the speed build, the versatility of all the pieces, we got so many pieces. This versatility makes it possible to create beautiful, natural-looking designs without making use of the 16-point rotation. So if you're looking to create a winding or curved look, please make liberal use of these stone corner pieces. They are the best piece in this entire river kit if you want to create different shapes and sizes for your water features. Another tip, especially if you're worried about your item limit, is to use large water pieces as often as possible to allow for maximum surface area covered with water while using the minimum amount of pieces as possible. I'm using the rocky terrain pieces to create a sort of bridge here. If we had curved fencing, which I know is coming, but I can't wait, I probably would have added some fencing along the river here too, but I like the way this turned out even without fencing. We'll do the same to the right of Aurora's house, creating a pond that will extend into the farm area. I honestly thought that with the addition of the river kit, I wouldn't find any use for my water rugs anymore, but since I wanted to put the pixie dust mill at an angle, I decided that I was going to use my Ever After stream rug to create a winding stream that leads to a small pond on the right side here. That way I didn't have to worry about the rotation of the river kit pieces. We'll use a tree trunk, these Forest of Valor ferns, some rocks, and butterfly flowers to make the rug really blend in with the rest of the grass here. Because this build is a combination of Fairycore and Cottagecore design, I'll be making liberal use of these craftable barrels, as well as these whimsical wheelbarrows from the Garden of Whimsy Star Path. I'm also going to use these craftable crates on the left side here and possibly in other parts of the build, since they have that nice layered look that really adds to the cottagecore farm vibe. The pixie dust mill already has whimsical elements on it, like a mini beanstalk that matches perfectly in this biome, but we're going to add a few of these mushrooms to add just a bit more whimsy. Also, I don't know about you, but I think that these new cottage chests are the greatest storage item to come to the game, by far. They come in 3 different storage sizes, they're gorgeous, and they have a smaller footprint than any other storage option we have in the game. I absolutely love them. Back here, I wasn't sure quite what to do, but we're just going to make a little pond just for funsies and add one of these little trees that we got with the Mulan update. These trees are a warmer green, which matches really well with the pixie dust mill and Aurora's house, but they're also the exact same shade of green as the beanstalks in this biome, so they really do a lot to just tie in the mixture of warm and cool colors of this build together. No farm would be complete without a water tower, so we're going to use Tiana's in this corner as a backdrop for a functional little nook. I'm going to put the crafting station from the Summer Sizzle event in here along with the new brick oven that you get as one of Aurora's friendship quests. Then we'll use the rock clusters to create a little walkway. As with most builds, it's the little details that make the build, so we're going to use these craftable burlap sacks and flower boxes over here on the left field. And on the right, we'll grab another barrel and add some more of these burlap sacks. This rustic water pump from the Beauty and the Beast collection will look really great here too. And to add a little touch of fairy tale whimsy, let's add a rainbow that perfectly frames the gorgeous waterfalls in the background. I am so happy that these rainbows from the star path can go on water. It makes them so versatile. Back here, we're going to create a little sitting area with the gazebo from the Garden of Whimsy star path. We'll add Isabella's rug because it looks good basically everywhere in the valley, and the Vale, and Eternity Isle. Then we'll add in the mushroom table and the leaf chair for that little touch of Fairycore. To finish off the farm decor, I'm going to add this wooden cart right here in the middle, and I'll add a few items here just to create that layered look that really adds to a build. We will frame out this whole area with these mossy stone walls, and then we'll add some vine lamps at the entrance, again just for a little bit of extra Fairycore. I love the way these mossy jungle trees arch across a path. I use them in quite a few builds. So I'm going to place these here to just make the entrance feel a little bit cozier and make it feel as if we'll be stepping into a hidden fairy farm. Moving on to Aurora's house, we'll start by adding some of the same items that we used in the Pixie Dust Mill farm area, as these houses have a similar color palette. I'm going to continue with a mix of Fairycore and Cottagecore elements. So we'll add a few things in front of this wall here, and then we'll continue the wall on the other side to enclose the path. I'm going to go ahead and add some of these golden felt cap mushrooms since they look so great with the colors on Aurora's house. And then we'll use this cute little mushroom garden table again. Now for the trees in this part of the build, we're really going to lean into the Mythopia color scheme of the house and use these golden maples. Not only do they look fantastic with the golden thatched roof, but they will also do a great job of disguising the jungly look of these artisan lamps, which I definitely want to use as in this part of the build. We'll add in a few pops of a more vivid green with these Forest of Valor ferns just to offset all of the golden colors and to tie in the river kit. Would it be a whimsical fairy tale cottage without a rocking chair outside the front door? I don't think so. Since recording this video, I have seen Aurora sitting there so often in her little Briar Rose outfit, and I just love seeing it so much. For the finishing touch on Aurora's side, I'm going to add this little tulip lamp to go on top of the table and some plumeria petals just to add to the daintiness. I wasn't sure that the pastel-y color of the lamp was going to look good here, but I really actually think it looks perfect. Before we move on to the painted rose cottage, I want to do just a bit of decorating around the well. With this gorgeous Neverland well skin, the well blends so perfectly as a transition between the two houses. So we're going to add a couple of these vine lamps just to frame out the well and to complement the beanstalk that arches the entrance. And on the left side here, I will add these gorgeous mushrooms since the color looks really fantastic with the painted rose cottage. Since this cottage has a darker wood frame and a deep pink color, we're going to lean heavily into that color scheme for this side of the build. I love these Ever After clusters. They're fantastic for filling in space. I'm going to use the fungi mass since I love that purple tree so much, and I think that the giant mushrooms will just add the right whimsical fairy tale touch. We're going to line the path with rock clusters in addition to the plumeria petals just to add a bit of cottagecore texture to the path, and then we'll start filling it in with foliage. These butterfly flowers are perfect for the Ever After, and along with deeper green plants like the lily pad bush, they're really going to brighten up this path. I'm adding a few melted candles to the cobblestone bridge area. I feel like it adds a little bit more of a fairy tale look to the path. We'll finish off the entrance to this cottage by adding another one of these carts, some rustic lighting, and a stone well just to kind of go in this village square area in the front here. I'm going to add another one of these trees and a bit of foliage to the right side of Aurora's house here just to kind of fill in the spaces. To add a little bit of extra fairy tale romance, I'm going to scatter these plumeria petals underneath the well. Now we'll go ahead and add in some trees just to make it feel really filled in. I want it to feel very foresty. I'll add these glowing lily pads to the river kit for the finishing touches in furniture mode, and then we're going to go in and add the plants, flowers, and forageables. For the farm, I knew I wanted to plant fairy rye. It just seemed so perfect for the pixie dust mill, but I didn't want it to look too uniform, so I went in and interspersed it with oat seeds, and I really love the combination of the two. I'll go in and use the moss and mushrooms to just add the small touches to the build. For me, adding in these little things at the end is really what makes the build come to life. Finally, I'll add in the flowers. Since we have the butterfly flowers already for the painted cottage, I'm just going to add flowers to Aurora's house. I'm going to stick with the pink for the flowers, so we'll use the pink luminescent ones and the pink hydrangeas, and I'll just kind of scatter them along the path here. Last but not least, we'll add in a few fireflies and the build is complete. Now I'll take you on a little sunset tour of this entire area. Thank you so much for watching this speed build. I hope you enjoyed it. To all of my 4,000 subscribers, yes, 4,000, I can hardly believe it. Thank you so much. Your views and likes and comments are so appreciated. And to my channel members, thank you so much for being a part of the channel. All the support I've received from this incredible community means everything to me. If you've enjoyed this video and haven't subscribed yet, please consider clicking that subscribe button. Thanks again, lovelies, and I'll see you in the valley.